All right, it's time to take a look at the Class 5A state dual bracket. All these matches, first-round matches, will take place at 12 o'clock, high noon, inside the UMAC on the campus of Tulsa Union. Starting us off will be the top-seeded Coweta Tigers. We had Coach Gabe Ellis on here a couple of weeks ago, talked about his Coweta Tigers, had a couple guys move in to his program. And they will take on the McAllister Buffaloes, the 8th seed. And I'd be interested to have what Clay has to say about McAllister. I don't, great baseball, great football. I've never think I've ever seen him heard about wrestling.
The
Not
Buffaloes.
very many.
Yeah, the Buffaloes.
No, I mean, you would see him. To me, I would see him at state tourney, but dual state. They made appearance last year. They've been there 4 times. McAllister has never won dual state, so going against Coweta's only won 1 time on winning dual state, but they've been there 25 times. They won in 2016, but they are returning back from last year, so they know the territory. So that's good.
And I'm trying to recall.
What did they place last year? Were they in the finals?
No, they were not. Chickasha and Claremore were.
Claremore, okay.
Yeah, McAllister went over to Shawnee and won that district duel. Glenpool, McAllister, Durant, Shawnee, and Booker T. Washington. So McAllister, the 8th seed. I will go with Coweta.
Coweta.
I think we're all going there.
Coweta.
Yep.
All right. The next matchup will be very interesting as well. I've seen both teams this year. I know Shawn has seen them up close and personal as well. It is the Claremore Zebras taking on the Elgin Owls. I do believe Elgin is the 4 seed and Claremore is the 5 seed. And this is going to be a fantastic matchup. I think it's who has the so Claremore, from my understanding, has a stronger in the lower weights, but Elgin might be a little bit better in the upper weights. Mm-hmm. Shawn, you've seen it.
Elgin's been good in the upper weights for years. It just seems like I know that their relationship with their football coach and the wrestling team, they flip-flop those, and baseball. All those kids are playing all those sports. So those upper weights in Elgin seems like they've been good for years.
Yeah.
So, well, if you look at stats, both these teams have won twice on dual state. Both of them are coming in 9 appearances in dual state. Claremore won in 2010 was the last time they had won. They did make an appearance last year. Elgin won in 2024, but they also were at dual state last year. Elgin was winners in 2024 and 2023, so that's when they picked up their 2 on that part, which I think that's about time they were making that move up to 5A right there. So.
Yep. Shawn Silvis gets to go first. His best buddy, his pal. I can't imagine him going against Elgin. Jared's going for Elgin, by the way, too. So picking Elgin.
So this one,
although he lives in the country now,
shocker.
Yeah.
So obviously, when I looked at this, when Coach Cody Rowell's a buddy of mine, I do. Not only do I like him as a person, but I like him as a coach. He does a great job. His kids wrestle hard for him.
Disclaimers. Yeah.
Go ahead.
Just disclaimers. But I am going to pick Elgin.
Okay. No disclaimers.
I'd be nervous there for a second.
No, but one of the things about this that one of the reasons I picked it, there's a number 1 versus number 2 matchup. There's going to be a number 3 versus number 4 matchup. Those aren't necessarily toss-ups, but those are ones where the favorite could lose. Those are going to be great matches, very competitive matches. And then there's going to be 2 weights that are going to be toss-ups because neither kid's ranked. So again, I always see those as, man, can they get bonus here? But at the end of the day, I think that Claremore's going to get bonus early. And I say early at the lighter weights. Obviously, the way the duel's going to go, it's going to be weird. But I think that Elgin's going to get bonus late because they're big studs. Their top 3 guys, they're all ranked high, and there's no one ranked below. And I think they're going to have the opportunity for big bonus against big name guys that can pull off big pins. And I think that's going to make the difference in the duel.
Yeah.
Phil?
Hoo-hoo, give me the Owls. I never pick against the Owls. The Owls. The Owls. Give me the Owls. Ritzenmeyer, give me the Owls.
Picked him on a state championship in football, didn't you?
Well, I mean, sometimes when you're on the battlefield, sometimes it doesn't go your way.
All right.
Ritzenmeyer, he was so casual in racking up the score. He just was up by when we were in Carl Albert. He was up by 3, and then Then he was up by
He looks
13, and then next thing you know, he's pinning. That's just like just
He did look bored.
just casually. It was just like, okay. In the finals, I thought, well, maybe this kid could go with him, and then he got on top, and he could not go with him.
Ritson, one of those kids going for his 4th title this year, so it'll be interesting.
They're going to need him to pick up 6.
Yeah,
for sure.
absolutely.
They're going to need him to get bigger.
Yeah.
I've seen both teams this year. I don't know if Phil wants to believe me or not, but I have seen both teams this year.
Was it on the network that you watched?
I actually watched your broadcast.
Okay.
Was it Claremore, right?
Yep. First one of the year.
Yep.
And they were impressive.
They were impressive. This is one of the things that in 5A you want to stay. You want to be in that 2-3. You don't want to be the 4-5 because Quita's on that side. So, but I will go with Elgin to first round victory as well.
Yeah, I would have liked to have seen Claremore later on in the season, maybe late January. We saw them right out of the gate, so they were very impressive. But seeing a good team up against another good team, you can really tell what they got.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah,
and that's
I tell you, these 4, 5, 6 threes are awesome. Next one we're going to talk about Guthrie, the 6th seed, taking on Chickasha, the 3 seed, and this will be another fun matchup. Here, Guthrie is Clay's going to have the numbers here in just a few seconds, but Chickasha, a dominant performance last year, lost a lot of wrestlers off of that. It's still the 3 seed this year. Great rebound for them. Guthrie, this is going to be their 5th time in 7 years to be here, so they're starting to get a little consistent in dual state tournament. They couldn't get there for a long time.
Right? Yeah,
and
forever.
Now they're there. So Clay, help us out.
So we look at Chickasha. They are returning state champions. That is the only win they've had in dual state. But they've been to dual state 9 times. So, I mean, again, good momentum coming in. Guthrie was a runner-up in 2022, but it has not picked up a dual state win yet. But they've been there 7 times, as you talked about. So, it was there last year. And so, again, both these teams, I think, could be a pretty good, interesting matchup for the most part, just as experience-wise. They've been there. Chickasha, again, it's kind of like we were talking about. I'm so used to them being in 4A that, kind of remembering they're in 5A now, and they're having some success in 5A. So it'll be interesting.
Yeah.
Phil, you trying to will your team to a victory here. Got the sweatshirt on. So
this is circa 2007. After Blue Jay, buddy. I was a young man in 2007, Shawn. Love our Blue Jays. Obviously, our hometown. Saying all that, give me Chickasha.
Just ran right through.
Well, sometimes you just got to rip the Band-Aid off, Chris.
Yeah, rip the Band-Aid off.
Yeah. I mean, I like our little squad. I think we were talking about it off the air. The season can get long sometimes, and I don't think we're wrestling our best right now. The Blue Jays aren't wrestling their best. That doesn't mean they can't show up Friday or Saturday and put on a performance. They got some kids that can go make some things happen, no doubt about it. But Chickasha, they lost some kids, still have a lot of experience on that team, very well coached. I just don't see a path where the Blue Jays can get by Chickasha.
Wow.
Is Shawn next?
No, I'll go. I got Chickasha. Go ahead, Shawn.
No, I mean I agree with Phil here. I'm going to pick Chickasha. It's definitely not a heart pick.
No, it's not a heart
Definitely
pick.
going to be rooting for the Blue Jays. I'll be there, and I'll definitely be in their corner.
I'm
I've been
picking Guthrie against everybody but Perry.
What's that?
I'm picking Guthrie to beat everybody but Perry. But and Chickasha. So,
Coach Randall has built quite the squad there. I know their little league is full. Their junior high is good. Their high school is solid. They've got numbers. They've got full weights. They've got backups that are good. They have a full stud squad that in any other year would be the best team in 5A. They unfortunately for them, they graduated a couple, and they're going to need a couple to win state here. The ones they graduated, they could sure use this year because the ones they're going against have transferred kids in, and that's going to make the difference. But as far as against Guthrie, Guthrie unfortunately has a couple of holes in their lineup. They're just going to be giving away 12 points to start. They've also got a couple of holes in their lineup where they're plugging kids in that they have, but Coweta's got top-notch kids at every weight. They're full in the fact that they're full. And even with the head-to-head matchups that I think Guthrie will win, I think the holes in the lineup are going to make the biggest difference, unfortunately. So it's going to be hard to pick against Chickasha here.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, those 6 points added, when you have them holes, it just it creates a big issue, if you, it's different if you can get a decision, and just give up 3 here, because you can, when you're giving like 6 back to back to back or something along that line, there's just no overcoming situation on that. So
yeah, and starting at 157. Chickasha has the 8th ranked kid in the class, so that gives them a good start. Now Guthrie pretty solid at 165.
Yeah, we'll bounce right back
to counter that.
Yeah, Clayton Carey is as good as any kid in the state right now. He's been a hammer. Right.
Yeah,
so, and they're going to need him to come up big there.
And I want to talk about another Guthrie kid. How about the Stevens kid? Ever since he had a very emotional win over at the Malcolm Wade over at the Carl Albert tournament, very rarely you see him have emotion, but he definitely had emotion, and he's only gotten better since then.
It's so fun to watch. Sometimes kids that are at a super high level, you watch them, they're impressive, it's cool, but after you've watched them for a couple of years, it's not fun anymore because you know what you're going to get, you know what you're going to see. But when you see a kid on a come up like Stevens, who every time he goes out, you see something better.
Get a little better.
Something better. You see something better. It's fun and it's exciting to watch someone on their way up, and that's where Colton is right now. I'm so excited to see how he does at regionals. This tournament against Chickasha, he's going to have a match, and we're going to get to see where he's going to set. Again, this isn't going to be a blowout for Guthrie. They're gonna show up and wrestle some matches. It's just going to be a uphill climb, giving away so much to start.
Yeah, Colton is at 150 pounds, ranked number 6, but Charles Wheeler, Chickasha, right behind him at number 7. So that'd be a classic way to end the duel.
Yes.
So, all right.
Sweet little Colton.
What I like about
Dennis wrestled, sweet little Colton was a baby. The little baby.
Well, and one thing about Colton, he's always been just so long and skinny.
Yes.
Well, now he's long and tall, but his shoulders are real
Yeah.
broad.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
filled out.
Yeah.
He's becoming a man.
Well, and I like
he's
about Colt, he's quiet, and that's what I like, you don't know what to expect coming in on that, those quiet types like that, no emotion. I'm just going to go out and get the job done. And, I get to see him because he's also the president of our FFA chapter, and exceptional leader, exceptional young man on his leadership side things of, when he took over as president, I said, I need 10 goals, or I think 5 goals. And bam, 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 he had them 5 goals, and he's been implementing those things into our chapters. So, he brings that leadership aspect into that deal, which can be good for the,
no doubt.
they need that. They need somebody that's going to say, okay, guys, let's rally around and do this.
Yeah,
So who are you picking?
I'm going to go Chickasha.
Okay.
I
wanted to get it on the record.
I know.
that's one of those deals that
It hurts me. It does.
I don't want just the 3 of us to have to leave
just,
town. I want all 4 of us.
Yeah.
Well, let's get a little condo outside.
make it 5. Make
oh,
it
boy.
5.
Well,
But yeah, and Lindsay says, I love my Jays. They didn't wrestle good against Cushing. Looked beat up. Broke my heart to watch, but then Chicks will win. I hope Davenport proves me wrong and tells me I owe him.
That's right.
Absolutely. And that's some of the deal when you host these shows like that. Guthrie's been elite in many, many sports. And so we have, if we're talking about them, that's a great thing on this show.
Yeah.
Football, baseball, whatever it is. But with what we have to do, it's always a tough spot, and we could run from it, but we'll take it head on.
This is one of those deals where I talk about, there's always those upsets at Dual State, and I hope somehow that's what this takes place right there.
We all do.
And I talked to Coach Davenport last week, and he was saying possibility of Elgin or Chickasha. He liked the matchup against Chickasha. He did. He didn't say like, oh, this is terrible for us. He did like some of the matchups, because I think some of the kids that we have on our team that aren't ranked, or that are maybe lower in the state rankings, if you will, they matched up well, and they've seen Chickasha already. So I think he has a feeling like, hey, we can win those matches even though we're not supposed to. And so he feels good about this duel, and that says something.
It's awesome.
And just remember, Chickasha lost a lot of players off a lot of wrestlers last year. So if you get through, you can get something going early, and who knows what happens.
Yep.
Okay, our next one, got to move on here quick. The Duncan Demons are the 7 seed, taking on the Carl Albert Titans, the number 2 seed. Carl has benefit from a few players moving over into the program over from the Choctaw area, from my understanding, and so they've had a good year this year. So it is Duncan and Carl Albert. Chris,
So we look at Duncan. Duncan has not won a dual state title. They were runner-up in 2021. Last time they were at dual state was 2023, but they've been 24 times to dual state.
Yeah.
So they've been there, just haven't got it done. Carl Albert has been dual state 14 times. They picked up 2 titles. Last year to appear at dual state, though, was in 2024, and the last title was in 1992.
Oh, wow.
So it's been a bit.
Yep. I'll take Carl Albert.
Yeah, definitely going to take Carl Albert. But I will say this, Coach Ashton Cooper, we saw them early in December,
right?
And Guthrie pulled off an upset win there. But the month of January has been good to Duncan. They have definitely they're starting to rally around, pick up wins. They've got their full lineup now, so they are doing a lot better. It's just going to be it's a big bite to take on a squad that's as stacked as Carl Albert. So I'll pick Carl Albert for sure. But hats off to Ashton Cooper over there in Duncan. They are improving this year.
For all the reasons Shawn just said, give me CA.
I would agree on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jared's taking CA as well. I think Lindsay's taking CA as well. So that puts it in the finals. Number 1, number 2 all season long. I think number 1, number 2 all season long. Kawita and Carl Alberts. Just in wrestling with 14 weights, if 3 people move in, I mean, on top of good programs to begin with, that's kind of what we have here in this matchup between Kawita and Carl Albert. Who is your class?
Did we
5A?
skip the semis?
Sorry. Yes.
We skipped the semis, I think.
Sorry.
I think we're all getting to the same place.
I think we're all getting there. Okay.
But Kawita versus Elgin.
Kawita versus Elgin. I got Kawita.
Kawita.
Carl Albert, Chickasha.
Carl Albert.
Got Carl Albert.
This is the one that is
Hard
5A.
for you.
This is the one that I have a big star by. I got to talk about it at least, and then we can move on. I know we're trying to get through these.
12 more minutes out of my life.
But Carl Albert and Chickasha, when I look at the head-to-heads, I think it's going to be dead even. I think it's going to be dead even. And Carl Albert does have some very talented kids on their team. But when I put my eyes on them at the Carl Albert tournament, what I noticed is late in the match, they fade. They fade and they hang on. And what Chickasha does is they push hard and they come on late. And that is a bad recipe for a team like Carl Albert. When Chickasha is hungry, they're the defending state champions. They want this, and they're not happy about Carl Albert coming out of nowhere and picking up some kids and getting in the finals. So, or getting this high in the rankings. I am going to pick Carl Albert, but I am going to root for Chickasha here because I think this might be the best duel we see in 5A. This is going to be a great duel. It's going to be a lot of fun, and it's going to be loud and crazy because Chickasha is going to bring a group, and it's going to be fun. It's going to be a fun. That's the one I've got starred for 5A.
Wow. Okay.
Okay. So we got Kawita and Carl Albert in the finals. Chris, Phil, Shawn. I go Kawita.
Kawita.
No brainer.
Yep.
No brainer.
All right. That's the 5A answer key.
I know this is taking a while, but I'm having fun. I like
I'm
it.
undefeated right now, Shawn.
Yeah.
I'm undefeated.
I can't wait to fill out these brackets as the tournament goes.
If I don't screw up 6A, I'm going to run the table.
I'm going for broken 6A, but I think I'm going against the grain.
Jared and Lindsay also going with Kawita.